Arctic ice fractures beneath the steps of the largest land predator. It plunges into the freezing water, facing a resilient rival in the icy current. In a single offbeat moment, a swift strike shifts the entire balance. Across the harsh white expanse, decisive instinct defines the line of survival. Once again, the polar bear reinforces its place at the top of the frozen frontier. In the Arctic, the polar bear quietly reigns at the top of the food chain. Unlike its relatives, it is fully adapted to sea ice and the long winter. Its translucent fur blends with snow and ice, conserving heat alongside a fat layer about 4 inches thick. Large paws allow it to travel across snow and swim long distances through the icy ocean. Its survival is closely tied to seals, requiring constant movement across drifting ice. Lying on the frozen shore, a group of walruses gathers tightly like ancient stone formations, carrying powerful 3-foot tusks. Their massive presence, weighing over 2,000 pounds, stands as a silent challenge to any apex predator. That is why the encounter between the polar bear and this ocean giant is always a complex test of survival. A direct confrontation carries the highest risk, so the bear chooses to influence the herd's behavior instead. The difference in size is truly remarkable. The polar bear appears like a young contender beside these bodybuilders of the sea. It carefully moves around the outer edge, using its presence and heavy steps to gradually raise tension across the resting area. When the calm rhythm is disrupted, a chain reaction begins. The formation shifts, and several individuals move toward the water. In that brief moment of confusion, the bear takes the opportunity, moving into an opening where one walrus falls behind. However, the thick skin, massive body, and long tusks create a powerful barrier, forcing the predator to lose its first chance. Even though the target reaches the water safely, the disturbance leaves behind a valuable source of nutrition on the shore. Nature rarely gives away victory, but it always rewards those who remain determined. Known as the largest land carnivore, the polar bear has enormous energy demands in the frozen Arctic environment. When the sea ice retreats, caribou become a rare opportunity on land, but they are not easy to catch. An adult can weigh around 300 pounds and reach speeds close to 50 miles per hour, while the polar bear quickly loses energy during long pursuits. With young caribou, the bear does not rush into the middle of a moving herd, but instead applies pressure from the outside. It moves slowly, changes the herd's rhythm, and waits for the moment when one individual moves away from the protection of its mother. When the distance becomes close enough, the bear accelerates in a short burst, using precision to turn a small opening into an advantage. With adult caribou, the hunt becomes far more challenging, forcing the bear to carefully read the landscape. It stays near rocky slopes, water edges, or wetlands, where the caribou's long legs lose some of their advantage. Only when the animal enters a less favorable position does the bear make its move, using its body weight to control the situation. That remarkable success provides valuable nutrition, helping the polar bear endure nearly 10 days of limited food availability. When summer arrives and melts the sea ice, the polar bear is forced to leave the ocean and enter the most challenging survival period of the year. With its usual seal hunting grounds reduced, the ruler of the Arctic turns to searching for food wherever opportunities appear. To replace lost energy, the bear moves toward coastal cliffs where seabirds build their nests. It carefully climbs across steep rocky surfaces, seeking eggs and young birds as rare sources of additional nutrition. Even as adult birds repeatedly try to drive it away, the bear remains patient, gathering every small available source of food. Along coastal rivers, the predator sometimes moves through water several feet deep in search of salmon. However, the calories from fish and eggs cannot match the rich fat reserves of seals, so it must conserve energy with every movement. Summer is therefore not a season of dominance, but a period of endurance and patience. On land, the presence of gray wolves can make the situation even more challenging. Facing the pressure of a group, the bear often chooses to retreat and avoid unnecessary risks. By preserving its fat reserves, reducing conflicts, and waiting for the ice to return, it extends its chances of surviving the summer. In the icy ocean, the beluga stands out with its bright white skin. Its robust body, reaching about 15 feet in length, and its rounded head help it adapt to frigid waters. It can hold its breath for nearly 20 minutes, yet survival still depends on breathing holes in the ice. That essential need for air makes the beluga a unique challenge for the polar bear. In winter, when thick ice seals most routes, belugas return to familiar breathing points. The polar bear stays low along the ice edge, reading the timing of each surfacing and waiting for the right moment. Here, strength only matters when paired with patience measured in seconds. By summer, tides recede about 6 feet, forming shallow channels near river mouths. Beluga groups gather to molt and care for their young, unintentionally moving closer to shore. Instead of exhausting chases, the bear watches quietly, then makes a short, decisive move when one drifts from the group. The encounter unfolds quickly, yet it is never simple. Between ice, water, and shifting tides, the one who understands timing holds the advantage. In the polar world, success comes only to those with strategy and patience. In the animal kingdom, every decision can determine the chance of survival. The polar bear is naturally a solitary predator. But when another white figure appears on the distant horizon, a contest for dominance begins. It is not only a test of strength, but also a measure of courage and experience. The competition begins when two massive male bears enter the breeding season with a significant advantage, weighing around 1,200 pounds. They display their strength through powerful displays and challenges against each other to establish their position. When one individual chooses to step back, the tension gradually fades, allowing a new order to take shape. The winner gains the opportunity to find a mate and continue the species in the harsh, frozen Arctic environment. However, survival is not defined by strength alone. During times of scarcity, a mother bear becomes a protective barrier, giving her cubs more time to find safety and learn to adapt during their early years. Although smaller than potential rivals, this resilience reveals a powerful instinct to protect. Motherhood itself creates one of the most remarkable stories of adaptation among Arctic predators. Seals, especially ringed seals, are the core and most preferred source of survival for polar bears in the frozen Arctic. The 4-inch layer of fat beneath their skin not only provides insulation, but also stores invaluable energy. Beneath the ice, they move with agility and maintain networks of breathing holes that connect the deep ocean with the world above. For the polar bear, every opening in the ice is a doorway to survival. To support her cubs, a mother bear can patiently wait near a breathing hole for hours. Her powerful sense of smell allows her to detect signs of seals from more than 1 mile away under favorable conditions. With only a slight movement on the water's surface, a short approach can turn a small opportunity into an advantage. When spring arrives, seals often come onto flat ice surfaces to rest in the sun and shed their fur. At this time, the bear changes its strategy, lowering its body as it moves quietly across the cold water, while using ice formations as natural cover. The seal occasionally raises its head to observe, then relaxes again when it believes the distance remains safe. The moment its awareness decreases, the predator makes a short burst of movement to take control of the situation. On average, it can take around 10 patient attempts before the bear gains a full feeding opportunity. The calories gained from seal fat become the key to survival across the endless frozen wilderness. The ocean surface suddenly erupts, revealing the powerful burst of speed from the orca. The struggle for survival instantly becomes a race between speed, endurance, and strategy. In this world, the advantage belongs to the one that controls the opponent's movement first. As the pursuit erupts beneath the deep waters, can the prey still find a way to turn the tide? Despite its common nickname, the orca is actually the largest member of the oceanic dolphin family. Its body can reach around 32 feet in length, weigh nearly 22,000 pounds, and display incredible power. Its contrasting black and white coloring makes the orca easily recognizable in the deep waters. Found throughout the world's oceans, orcas live in family groups consisting of females, males, and young. Through strategic thinking, learning ability, and teamwork, the orca has become a master of the natural world. A mysterious and harsh world exists deep beneath the endless blue waves. Gliding through the deep waters, the blue whale appears as the largest giant on the planet. With a length of around 98 feet and a weight of nearly 400,000 pounds, it possesses a massive heart comparable to that of a small car. Despite its enormous size, this species is remarkably gentle in its simple way of life. As the blue whale travels across the ocean, it can unintentionally attract some of the most intelligent hunters in the marine world. Led by mature females, orca pods can sometimes reach around 70 members and continuously follow their target. They take turns approaching, redirecting movement, and creating pressure around the whale's swimming path. Their key strategy is to guide the blue whale toward unfavorable areas, narrowing its movement options while controlling deeper escape routes. Some orcas may even rise onto the whale's back to maintain control of the encounter. After hours of persistent pursuit, the advantage of size gradually becomes less important compared to intelligence, determination, and absolute teamwork. These ocean hunters once again reveal the hidden rules of survival, proving that the largest creature doesn't always control the outcome. Across the ocean, each day for an orca begins with an energy challenge. An adult individual needs more than 200 pounds of food to maintain its strength. Because of this, the pressure to find food is always present throughout every journey. To solve this challenge, The leader guides the pod toward one of the ocean's greatest giants. That giant is the humpback whale, weighing around 80,000 pounds, with pectoral fins reaching 16 feet in length. Beyond its massive size, it is also considered a true defender of the sea because it has repeatedly intervened during orca hunts. Understanding that confronting a fully grown individual would require enormous energy, orcas often focus on younger whales swimming close beside their mothers. The pod works closely together, using numbers to separate the protective formation, then continuously approaching and creating pressure around the fins while gradually exhausting movement throughout the day and night. In response, the mother whale swings her tail powerfully to create large waves and push the opponents away. However, the challenge comes from the young whale's natural need for protection. A group of orcas quietly moves ahead, guides the movement, and imitates leading behavior, allowing even a small mistake to help the pod continue its role in maintaining the balance of nature. Seals are close relatives of sea lions within the pinniped world. Weighing around 600 pounds, they often spend hours diving deep beneath the freezing waters. After long dives, they seek out floating ice to rest and maintain body warmth. However, across the vast ocean, a place that appears safe can unexpectedly become a vulnerability. In the cold waters of the Pacific Ocean, orcas have developed a rare technique known as wave washing. Their sleek black dorsal fins move in a tight formation, often with around 4 individuals working together in perfect coordination. When the signal is given, the group accelerates toward the ice floe together. A powerful surge of water rises and moves directly toward a lone seal resting on the surface. The ice begins to tilt, causing the target's fragile balance to shift with each wave. A single moment of imbalance is enough to change the entire outcome of the encounter. On average, orcas need around 8 consecutive waves to complete this pressure strategy. The force of the water can reach thousands of pounds, enough to push the seal away from its safe position. This technique proves that if orcas are among the greatest strategic minds of the ocean, few creatures could claim a higher position. Sea lions are impressive marine mammals belonging to the pinniped group. Weighing around 800 pounds and known for their powerful lion-like calls, they stand out as intelligent hunters. Unlike seals, they have small visible ears and a playful, energetic nature. Beyond that, they are exceptional divers, capable of navigating deep waters with remarkable skill. Although formidable in shallow waters, sea lions still rank below orcas in the ocean food chain. When a group separates to search for food offshore, a weaker individual can become a high-energy target for roaming orcas. At that moment, orcas work together, surrounding the target and applying pressure through coordinated movements until it loses the advantage. At Valdez Peninsula, a unique strategy unfolds along the coastal shoreline. As the tide rises, orcas intentionally slide their bodies onto the shallow shore to reach young sea lions. After moving close, they use the rhythm of the waves to guide their bodies back into the ocean. This deliberate beaching technique requires extreme precision and careful control. Through disciplined strategy, orcas dominate environments ranging from coastal waters to the open ocean. In nature, physical strength has never been the only factor that determines survival. The highest level of survival belongs to intelligence, coordination, and the ability to understand the environment. If size is strength and speed is judgment, then the great white shark's jaws become the cold verdict of the deep ocean. When ambushing, it launches from dark waters at speeds exceeding 34 miles per hour in a powerful breaching display. Evolution has transformed this solitary predator into a highly refined hunter. But nature always creates a rival powerful enough to challenge even the greatest limits. Operating like a specialized team, a pod of orcas approaches its target with remarkable coordination. Once they identify the right opportunity, the strongest individual delivers a precise impact to disrupt the opponent's balance. The shark can immediately enter a state of tonic immobility, leaving its body temporarily unable to respond. After the remarkable encounter, the orcas move in to gain access to the most energy-rich parts, which make up a large portion of the prey's body. The entire pod gathers as a reminder of one rule of nature: even the ultimate ruler of the deep waters can eventually be overcome by superior strategy. In the world of dolphins, intelligence is not only used for survival, but also reaches a level of self-awareness. The orca's next target is the dolphin, one of the ocean's most exceptional swimmers. With speeds of 22 miles per hour, dolphins glide through the waves like living arrows. But orcas also possess remarkable intelligence and coordination. The difference lies in size, as an orca's body can be 3 times larger than that of a dolphin. To approach them, orcas may travel thousands of miles, positioning themselves ahead of dolphins searching for seasonal sardine runs. When dolphins produce their distinctive calls, those sounds act like names used for individual recognition. At the moment when the group becomes focused on following sardines, orcas begin a carefully calculated surrounding strategy. The sudden pressure disrupts the formation, causing a weaker individual to move away from the protective group. From there, the orca pod skillfully isolates a target. With a powerful burst of speed, they create pressure that disrupts the dolphin's movement at the surface. Repeated pressure gradually reduces the target's ability to maintain its original agility and speed. This hunting behavior is passed down as a form of culture through many generations. Cooperation allows the entire pod to build a rich social life and access a diverse range of food sources. A world where every approach becomes a remarkable masterpiece of survival. Giant wings cut through the clouds, marking the beginning of a powerful hunt. The eagle dives like a flash of lightning, turning speed into a survival advantage. It does not only hunt, but also controls the competitors within its territory. Every dive is a display of extraordinary vision, instinct, and precision. The eagle, a symbol of power in the wild sky. Nature recognizes more than 70 species of eagles, each adapted to different environments. Their distinctive dense feathers and wide wingspans allow them to use air currents efficiently. Sharp talons and powerful legs are important tools for controlling their targets. Outside the breeding season, many individuals live alone while still maintaining territorial boundaries. In the wild, eagles are among the most powerful predators on Earth. Mountain goats are master climbers, known for their ability to move across steep cliff faces. Weighing over 50 pounds, they are about 5 times heavier than an eagle. Their exceptional grip turns them into resilient opponents in rugged terrain. Against ground predators like grizzly bears or foxes, cliff faces become a natural shield, helping mothers and young stay out of danger. However, this seemingly safe refuge also creates an opportunity from above. From high in the sky, the sharp eyes of a golden eagle track the herd. When a young individual drifts away from its mother, the dominant hunter folds its wings and dives at speeds of around 150 miles per hour. The sudden pressure disrupts the young goat's defense, causing it to lose its footing and its advantage on the terrain. Not long after, on the slopes of the Alps, a tired adult goat stands near the edge of a cliff. The eagle understands it cannot lift such a large target into the air. Instead, it uses the steep terrain and gravity to its advantage. A single moment of imbalance is enough to shift the outcome of the encounter. This level of intelligence makes the golden eagle a formidable ruler of the skies. After the encounter, this valuable food source helps it sustain the nest and guide its family through the harsh winter storms of the high mountains. From the vast sky, an eagle's eyes lock onto a patch of shrubs where a herd of antelope hides. These ungulates live in groups, relying on quick reflexes and collective protection. A burst of speed reaching around 50 miles per hour can easily test the patience of any hunter. From above, the eagle waits for the formation to reveal an opening. As the herd stirs, its unity begins to weaken. The eagle does not dive into the center, but selects a young individual separated from the group. With a wingspan of about 6 feet, it descends from a blind angle, maintaining a short and controlled approach. In a brief moment, the distance between sky and ground nearly disappears. If the mother antelope turns back, it pivots quickly, bringing its horns forward as a shield. The eagle shifts direction, using its agile wings to avoid direct contact. The final, desperate defense of the mother gradually loses effectiveness against the advantage from above. In that moment, success often belongs to the one that reads the timing correctly. The savanna dust settles, marking an effective survival strategy against small to medium-sized antelope. This reflects the harsh balance of nature, where survival favors not compassion, but those who act at the right moment. In the wild, eagles demonstrate the presence of true rulers of the sky. They face challenging targets using vision and precise timing. Their diet is diverse, including many species of birds and large mammals. This strength is clearly shown through encounters across multiple continents. In Australia, the wedge-tailed eagle tests its skill against kangaroos in open plains. With a wingspan of over 7 feet, it dives from above, creating pressure that disrupts individuals weighing more than 100 pounds. The goal is not to lift the target, but to wait for terrain, speed, and surprise to create an opening. When the opportunity appears, the eagle moves in to maintain control. Beyond direct hunting, the golden eagle is also known for applying pressure to reclaim food. From above, it spots a red fox leaving its shelter with a recent catch. As the approach reaches speeds near 150 miles per hour, the fox often chooses to withdraw to stay safe. The eagle's strength lies in its ability to make competitors give up their advantage. The most intense encounters occur during rare meetings with a lone wolf in Central Asia. When an individual becomes separated, the eagle patiently follows and applies pressure from above. These uncommon interactions highlight exceptional flight skill and refined strategy. They reinforce the eagle's position at the top of the aerial hierarchy. In tropical forests, monkeys are masters of movement among dense layers of trees. With bodies under 10 pounds, they stay hidden in thick foliage, and travel in groups high above the ground. Their branch-to-branch movement helps them avoid many dangers below. However, within the green maze, an eagle can still find the decisive opening. In the rainforests of South America, the harpy eagle patiently remains concealed in the upper canopy. It quietly observes a group of monkeys foraging. When one individual loses focus, a survival opportunity instantly appears. With a wingspan exceeding 7 feet, this bird of prey moves through tight spaces, controlling its flight path with remarkable precision. If the harpy is a symbol of power in the Amazon, then the Philippine eagle, the national bird of the Philippines, dominates the primary forest with a commanding presence and rare strength. This endemic bird has a crest resembling a lion's mane, sharp vision, and a vast territory. It not only tracks monkeys, but also approaches sloths within the complex forest layers. As a result, concealment, height, and sudden dives allow eagles to overcome the agility of primates, maintaining their top position within the deep forest. A dry leaf stirs beneath the forest canopy, revealing the presence of a predator. Snakes are masters of concealment, equipped with fangs up to 2 inches long and strikes delivered in under 0.2 seconds. Some cobras can even project venom with precision to defend their territory. This threat makes many animals cautious. Yet the most formidable rival often comes from above. From high in the sky, an eagle dives like an arrow, beginning with a fast and precise strike. One talon controls the body, while the other keeps a safe distance from the head. The snake twists in an attempt to break free, but the eagle's thick, armor-like scales on its legs help reduce risk. With a grip strength of around 400 pounds per square inch, the aerial hunter turns a dangerous opponent into a valuable source of energy. On land, the brown snake eagle and the crested serpent eagle are patient specialists in hunting snakes. They accurately read the direction of movement and choose the right moment to approach, rather than relying on strength alone. This calculated strategy allows eagles to control the encounter without extending unnecessary risk. Offshore, sea eagles show a different advantage when facing aquatic snakes. Even the Belcher's sea snake, known for its potent neurotoxin, can be detected from above. When lifted from the water, the snake loses its familiar support and quickly becomes disadvantaged. The combination of natural protection, sharp vision, and controlled strategy defines the adaptive mastery of the ruler of the skies. Beneath the tall grasses, wild rabbits operate an almost perfect natural defense system. Their flexible ears and wide field of vision allow them to detect subtle movements from afar. Yet from nearly 3 miles away, the amber eyes of a golden eagle have already locked onto the target. The contest between two survival strategies officially begins. To escape detection, the rabbit immediately shifts into a zigzag run at speeds close to 45 miles per hour and can leap up to 8 feet high. These sudden turns force the eagle to adjust its wings to maintain pursuit. However, the ruler of the sky does not chase every small movement. With experience, it calmly anticipates the edge of the brush, taking control of the situation. Even so, success in nature does not always belong to the hunter. Against fully grown rabbits, the success rate may be around 20%. If the rabbit recognizes the terrain and retreats into rocky burrows, the eagle must withdraw without reward. The encounter ends, giving way to stillness and the balanced rhythm of the open grassland. Across the African savanna, once a lion closes the distance, most prey are already at a disadvantage. The lion's strength lies not only in the decisive moment, but in how the pride tightens its formation into a coordinated surround. Yet the grassland has never belonged to a single ruler, as rivals continue to stand their ground. Amid this relentless pressure of survival, what allows the lion to hold its place at the top of the savanna? On the dry, sun-scorched grasslands of Africa, a rhinoceros stands like a living fortress weighing over 4,000 pounds. Its skin, nearly 2 inches thick in some areas, and a horn always pointed forward, make it extremely difficult to overpower as an adult. Yet its limitation lies in its vision, as poor eyesight forces it to rely on sound, scent, and instinct. During the dry season, water recedes from shallow plains, drawing all species toward a final muddy watering hole. The lions do not rush in noisily. They circle with the wind, keep their distance, and wait for the weakest moment. When a lone rhino turns just a fraction too slowly, pressure builds instantly at the water's edge. But a single instinctive horn swing is enough to disrupt the formation, forcing the predators to pull back beyond the danger zone. The real risk emerges only when a calf drifts away from its mother's shadow. A few misplaced steps can turn it into a target that lions rarely ignore. Even so, such hunts remain uncommon, because the moment the mother returns, the balance of power shifts immediately. On the savanna, victory does not belong to the strongest, but to the one who chooses the right distance and the right moment. Lions and spotted hyenas have long been seen as enduring rivals of the savanna. They compete not only for food, but also for space and the ability to sustain their groups. On the Serengeti, each encounter often begins with alert calls at dusk. Sharp vocal signals rise as hyenas gather around a food source held by lionesses. A mature individual weighs close to 190 pounds, with a bite force of about 1,100 pounds per square inch, yet their strength lies in numbers. Around 30 individuals move in, pressing forward, then spreading out to force the lionesses to adjust their defense. Tension builds as a male lion appears from the edge of the brush. Just a few strides of acceleration are enough to slow the pressure. A decisive advance disrupts the hyena's formation, breaking their coordination. The hyenas withdraw, yielding space to the side that controls the moment. On this landscape, no advantage is permanent. Survival favors those that remain composed, read the timing correctly, and step back when needed. This contest repeats across the seasons, a reminder that the savanna grants power to no single species. The African buffalo has long been seen as a formidable stronghold of the wild plains. Weighing around 1,500 pounds, each step places immense pressure on any threat nearby. When they hold a tight formation, their shield-like horns combine into a living barrier that is nearly impossible to break. For lions, a direct approach against such unity is always a high-risk choice. The turning point appears only when herd order is disrupted by a moment of distraction. An older, weaker individual falls behind and becomes the immediate focus of shapes hidden in tall grass. Lionesses accelerate to around 35 miles per hour, quickly closing in to cut off any path back to the group. The situation grows more chaotic as the distance from the herd increases. The buffalo responds with powerful turns and loud calls that echo across the plain. If a few strong individuals return in time, they can pull their companion back from danger. But if the herd continues forward, the isolated individual must face the pressure alone. This is the harsh rhythm of the savanna, where herd discipline determines survival. On the Serengeti, wildebeest move like a living current stretching for dozens of miles. An adult weighs around 500 pounds and can reach speeds near 50 miles per hour, faster than a lion in open ground. Their advantage lies in numbers, as curved horns, hooves, and dense bodies form a defensive mass that is difficult to break. Once separated from the herd, that shield disappears. Lions understand their limits. With speeds of about 35 miles per hour, long chases quickly drain energy. So they do not rush in blindly, they wait. When the herd is forced to cross a river, some lions hide along the banks, while others guide movement toward shallow crossings. Amid dust, pounding hooves, and churning water, a young individual slips from the group. The encounter is decided before the dust settles. Not every target is small or isolated. At times, a full-grown adult stands its ground with the strength to defend itself. When pushed into isolation, it turns its horns toward the threat, searching for an opening to break away. The lions shift positions, closing off each direction until others circle in. The pursuit ends, yielding over 250,000 calories, enough to sustain the pride for several days. For wildebeest, survival is tied to the herd. Yet on the savanna, not every species relies on numbers alone. If the lion is seen as the ruler of the savanna, the Nile crocodile stands as the dominant force of the water. On land, the lion applies pressure through muscle, presence, and coordinated group dynamics. At the river's edge, the crocodile needs only to stay low, letting the water conceal its movement. At nearly 16 feet in length and covered in armor-like scales, it controls the boundary between land and water. Tension rises when these two apex forces meet along the riverbank. A large food source from a hippo draws the lions closer, while also triggering the crocodile's instinct to hold its ground. Here, the strength of the big cat must contend with a bite force recorded at around 3,700 pounds per square inch in large crocodiles. The moment a crocodile moves forward, the male lion understands that one step further could lead into danger. The balance shifts when a crocodile remains exposed too far from the water. The lions spread out, cutting off its path back and turning dry ground into their advantage. One lead lion holds its position near the front, while others apply pressure from both sides, limiting the crocodile's movement. The crocodile responds with rapid jaw snaps, forcing brief retreats before the lions close in again. This encirclement is not about a single decisive move, but about timing and coordination. As the path back to water narrows, the crocodile gradually loses the advantage it once held. In the harsh season, the pride turns a positional misstep into an opportunity for survival. In nature, power can shift with a single step at the edge of the boundary. In southern Africa, African wild dogs stand out as strategic hunters of the savanna. Weighing only around 70 pounds, they are known for speed, endurance, and coordinated pack behavior. Many sources cite a hunt-and success rate near 80%, though field studies show this varies with environment and prey. After long miles of pursuit, their energy drops and lactic acid builds in the muscles, slowing reactions just as the pack secures its reward. Lions see wild dogs as direct competitors for food, often confronting or driving them off when they come too close to their range. Sensing the moment when the pack is fatigued after a long chase, lionesses quietly track from the edges of sparse brush. They keep their distance, watching as the dog's formation begins to loosen around a recently taken antelope. A single sudden burst of speed can disrupt the structure, forcing the pack to abandon the prize to preserve their numbers. As the safe distance narrows, the physical advantage shifts clearly toward the lions. With body weight several times greater and stronger jaws, they apply pressure that isolates any slower individual. The wild dogs retreat, calling out warnings or waiting for a chance to reclaim what remains. On the savanna, victory does not always belong to the most efficient hunter, but to the one that arrives when the opponent is at its weakest. From the ice surface to the freezing water, the polar bear turns every challenge into an advantage. It hunts with strength, yet survives through patience and adaptation. Each encounter shows that nature favors those who act at the right moment. In the distant Arctic, that predator continues to write its story of survival. If this journey leaves an impression on you, consider liking and subscribing to keep exploring further.